Anjali?
So we've talked a lot about how our perceptions and our way of thinking, limiting beliefs, shape us. But how about when other people perceive us differently than who we are?
Oh, you mean when they're wrong about us?
Yes.
Well, that opens the question about really communicating with other people. Because presumably if we can communicate with them and they can communicate with us, they can see how we really are or how we are different than they have assumed. I have an example. This occurred to me a couple of weeks ago. I was on my way to a friend's house and he asked me to stop at his favorite vape shop and pick up a particular vape product. And it was the middle of the afternoon, so I stopped at the store and I walked in. There were a couple of young kids working at the store. I say young kids, they were late teenagers. And they were instantly sort of bristled when I walked in the door. You know, old guy, what's he doing here? Maybe they were underage. I don't know, maybe they were, I don't know what their situation, but you could tell my very presence was sort of shocking to them. And they sort of said, well, what do you want? And then I asked a very specific vape-related question, and everything changed immediately. They saw me as something other than a stereotype. They saw me as, you know, a customer or somebody who's very much like their customers. And the whole atmosphere changed. And I just offer that as an example of if you can get on the same wavelength, if you can communicate with people, the notion of difference diminishes dramatically.
Absolutely. And this reminds me of a principle that goes by saying we should try and understand others before being understood. And it's like
Yes.
the language and it's the communication, as you say, co-communication.
That's right.
It involves more than one person.
Yes, communication is worthless.
Right.
Co-communication is very valuable. But it, as you say, starts with listening. It doesn't start with articulating your own thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, because to whom are you speaking? And if you don't have any sense of the receiver, it can be a waste of time, or it can do bad things. And good communications is always measured that way. It's always measured in terms of the responsibility of the communicator.
Yeah.
Good point.
Thank you.